and welcome to my C-section recovery program. I hope you are feeling well and doing well with your recovery so far, whether or not you are day one post C-section, which I'm sure you're probably not, or within the first week, month, or even year or beyond. So I just want to reiterate that this is a place to start for everybody. So please join me and we are going to get started with some mobility. This is certainly fine for most ladies in those early days after their C-section to get started within that first week if that is you. So let's mobilize. Alright, so you're going to just come down to kneeling on the floor and lean against the chair. Alright, and we are going to mobilize your pelvis. Alright, don't want you to arch and drop down too much. I just want you to focus on making that movement come from the pelvis. Try to keep both arms on the chair to start with. If you are beyond 6 weeks and getting started with this program, then you certainly can take one arm off. That is going to add a little bit more to your core connection. Okay? And as you round that back, tilt that pelvis under, you can imagine you are drawing your hip bones together. This is one of the first steps of getting our core connection happening, okay? As we tilt backwards, do an exhale, use your core connection breath, which you'll learn more about as we go through, and tilt. And draw those hip bones together is what we're going to be working on to help recover your core function. Okay, next up we are going to come into a half kneeling position. So you need it if you are within that 6 week time frame, then probably hold on to something to start with. Bring yourself up to tall kneeling and bring one leg up. Okay, and we're just going to gently rock back and forward. We are going to be mobilizing the front of this pelvis, right where your scar is. Okay, I don't want you to arch all the way back or round that back or anything like that. We are just working on rocking back and forward. If you are beyond 2 weeks or more, then let's add a little bit of a reach. Okay, so we're going to drive that palm up to the sky, and that is going to mobilize. If you watch what my t-shirt does, that's going to stretch all of that fascia all the way down the front into that scar area, okay? And we're wanting to mobilize this area. That scar is why we focus on these movements, to help with the healing and help with your scar there so that it doesn't heal too restrictive, okay? Which can happen for a lot of ladies, okay? So with your hip flexor stretch here, we're going to take that leg outside a little bit now, again holding on to something if you need it. Take your time here. And this time, again, beyond 2 weeks or more after birth, after surgery, we can add the arm in here. And again, you get a little bit more mobility for that upper body, which is amazing, but it also is going to stretch all the way down to this hip flexor and scar area too. Okay, and just move your hips around in different areas as well. Alright, so let's come over and do the other side. So back and forth to start with. Sorry about the background noise if you can hear that. It's pretty windy. It's been a bit stormy. This is the second time I have recorded this today because last time I did it was real stormy. Very noisy. Alright, so drive that palm up again if you are beyond 2 weeks after your surgery. Drive that palm up so that we can get a little bit of stretching. Watch what would happen if your scar's a bit like this. It's going to heal restricted, a bit like tucked into my pants. If I reach up, it's going to see how it stretches up. It's a good indication of how that scar is functioning and restricting your flow and movement. Okay, now take that leg out the side, again holding on to something if you need to. And let's go over as well, or simply just back and forward within your limitations. We don't want to be pushing it too early, especially if you are within that 6 week time frame. If you're beyond that, you can go a little bit further with your stretch and mobility, alright, because your scar should be healed by now. All right. Cool. I hope that's feeling amazing. All right, we're going to do one more little stretch here, and then that is it for this wee session. Okay, you can do this session every day if you want to. You can do it morning and night if you need to. We're going to need lots of mobility with our recovery. All right, so kneeling down, and we are simply going to turn one way. Think about reaching that hand, open hand, out behind us. Get a good shoulder stretch as well. And we're a little bit the other way, so take this hand to the opposite knee and reach out behind you. And again, the other way. Again, within your limitations of how you feel you can move, just adding some movement to your body, unwinding any tight spots, common tight spots that we might be seeing. You can take this down onto the floor and sit cross-legged if you are wanting to, and again, open. A little bit of gentle and controlled rotation. All right, and last two. Hope that's helpful.